Tundra, correct. He's got 1 Plains, 4 Island. Jace Elsbeth. The straight blue-white deck. Interesting wrinkles are Geist of St. Traft. So Mahaffey won the first game. What do you know what their record is? Are these guys in survivor mode yet? I think Mahaffey lost yesterday under the lights and Chu won under the lights. Is that right? I don't recall.
Say that again?
Did Mahaffey lose yesterday? And
I believe he did, yes.
Chu won this today.
Yes.
In the
Chris going to 5.
Chris going to 5.
Michael Pilnick points out, and I suspected this, but I just didn't remember, so I didn't want to say it, about the guild pack being dissolved at the end of Ravnica block. So, like, in the storyline, so there are no guilds left. So that's.
Who knows the story?
Well, I read it. I just forgot. Tony is X1, Chris is XO2. Okay.
So 2 draws. So
yeah.
This is a elimination round, right?
Should be, yeah. So all right, we've got
Factory.
Mishra's Factory on Chris's side of the board. Tony with fetch. So he's got a Underground Sea. Thank you, Michael Pilnick, for that confirmation. Even though he confirmed it before I asked it out loud, I just wasn't sure.
Scarlet Zephyr points out that there will be Jace hands in the Return to Ravnica. I bet there'll be a lot of Jace hands.
There may be a lot of Jace hands, considering he's on the poster for.
Along with Niv Mizzet.
Yeah, that's just, oh my gosh.
Are they going to let
Brainstorm
Waffle back by then? Because Waffle Tapa and a Niv Mizzet in the same set might be sad.
Are they going to print Waffle Tapa as a Planeswalker? Is that what you're saying?
That's when Waffle Tapa came out as an elite elite deck designer. His Niv Mizzet control deck. You remember that deck?
I do remember. I vaguely remember it, but I remember.
Research with Niv Mizzet in play. Thank you. Tidings with Niv Mizzet in play.
Brainstorm resolving here for Tony Chu. Does not crack his fetch to shuffle away. Decides he wants to keep that innocent blood on top that he just drew. Plays a Underground Sea.
Tony Chu playing very methodically.
Yeah. Well, he's down a game.
Mahaffey down 2 cards, though, right?
That's true, yeah. Mahaffey to 5.
I think Mahaffey's gonna, at one point, is he gonna just launch a Mishra's Factory at Tony?
You mean like with Goblin Grenade or something?
I mean, I don't know how many times like some Blade players just attacked me with a Mishra's Factory and got me killed. They're playing an inoffensive deck. So I think I agree with him not launching it into possible danger. Ooh, Jace hands in the Hell Vault. Wow.
Bryce, I also thought everyone hated Legions.
What?
So there's a Vendilion click from Tony. And
Plowshares.
Swords to Plowshares on the click. Vendilion clicks. Trigger now resolving. We've got Surgical Extraction, Spell Pierce, Jace the Mind Sculptor, Batter Skull, and Geist of St. Traft. That is a handful of mythics.
Mind Sculptor.
Take the Jace, pop that down on the bottom.
So he doesn't care about the mighty Geist of St. Traft because he's got Innocent Blood, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't see, so Surgical Extraction's like a non-card right now.
He's got Extraction, Spell Pierce, Geist, and Batter Skull.
Spell Pierce gets a lot worse when you know it's there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, does he have a land? Because that blue is tapped.
No, he goes with a Life from the Loam, so he will have a land. Life from the Loam resolves. He kind of gave him the opportunity. You want to pierce this Life from the Loam? Maybe? Feel like it? He can't pierce it anyway. He's tapped. I forgot.
Extraction, Life from the Loam.
Okay. That's fine.
Wow.
So we're going to see Force, Innocent Blood, Jace, and Polluted Delta.
I mean, he's still got a Savage 3-for-1, right? So he got the Surgical Extraction and 2 lands in exchange for the loam.
Yeah. I mean, he only how many loams does he play? Just 2 main, none board. So just.
I mean, Tony probably loses inevitability with that play, but it's still he's still so far ahead, right? He just needs to get like 1 more land before he can just force Jace down to the Force Wheel if he wants. Because he can just Fate Seal Mahaffey into next week. He's never going to draw a land if Tony gets Jason play. Although then I guess he can start attacking with Mishra's Factory, but I mean at some point that's not going to be a profitable endeavor.
Right.
Let's see what Tony does. I like this. Blame Evan Irwin for affinity for blue wanting a monocolored block.
Well, I didn't get that idea from Evan. You can just blame me for that. I like that concept. I understand it might mess up draft pretty bad, so I guess it's just not going to happen. But, you know, I still want it. Just don't. It's not something I expect. I think it would be fun.
Blame Evan Irwin for swinging mechanics.
I do blame him for time reversal. He created the card. All right, so cracking the Misty Rainforest here. Stoneforge Mystic. You know, a sentence I didn't finish was Batterskull's not that great without a Stoneforge Mystic when you're on 2 lands, right? So,
I think Tony might be forced to use his Innocent Blood soon. Or he didn't force a will that, I guess.
No, he left.
Wait, Liliana of the Veil?
There is a Liliana of the Veil. Tony's got mono sacrifice effects.
Yeah, Liliana of the Veil's going to stick mono here. But I think as long as Tony plays this game competently, I think he's so far ahead. Because Mahaffey doesn't have any explosive way to get back, right? Am I correct in that?
In what?
Mahaffey has no explosive way to get back, right?
No, I agree.
I mean, he's going to attack Liliana to death, but that's fine.
And Tony's fine with that too. You know, like, yeah, sure. Liliana's dead.
So, I mean, Tony gets like half a walk, and I mean, the Stoneforge Mystic got valid to the grip, though. He's playing the Mind Sculptor here? Isn't there a Spell Pierce?
Yes, there is.
Just gonna force it, I guess.
Force removing Force, I presume. He had triple Force, so.
Yeah, and I think he has a Click.
I think he has got Click, Force, and something else. And now going to be quite a different hand, assuming he's gonna Brainstorm.
I mean, he has to level up.
Innocent Blood. He's still got Innocent Blood.
Right? Oh, he's gonna still Brainstorm, okay.
Why do you think he has to level up?
What?
Why did you want him to level up? Because
I don't want it to get into Mistress Factory zone.
Well,
and I also think that there's a great deal of profit to be had from just keeping Mahaffey mana screwed. No?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I mean, there's just a point of inevitability, right? He's gonna get Wasteland eventually.
Right.
Just keep Mahaffey mana screwed.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Just the idea of just continuing to Fate Seal. But he has a Mistress Factory of his own.
Leak is a weird card in this archetype, right?
It's easier to cast, I guess.
Is it?
But he's not Esper. Yeah, I'm surprised not just a counterspell.
I mean, that's fine, right?
Leak
guy.
Are you looking at
Stoneforge Mystic?
Oh, you're talking about Stoneforge. I thought you were talking about Mana Leak still.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I actually think Mana Leak is inferior to Counterspell in this deck, but I think that the Stoneforge Mystic is fine.
Yeah, so Stoneforge Mystic resolves.
Just gonna blood that guy?
I believe so. So Jace Brainstorming again?
Oh, he's gonna have like the Mistress Squad though. You can't get through the Mistress Squad. There it is.
Double Mistress Factory, and this is that's a lot of protection for Jace.
I mean, is he just not gonna blood?
Yeah, I would have blooded there because what's he gonna do? Sacrifice his Mistress Factory? I mean, you just Stone Rain him for one?
I just don't want him to have the access to being able to deploy his equipments. Right? He's got equipment.
Yeah.
Like, some of these cards matter.
Yeah, so Caracas for Chris, and he just passes back Tony and Jace tag teaming. Jace brainstorms yet again.
Like, this is not the... I mean, obviously Tony's plan is to grind here, right? But this is just not the grind that I would have gone for personally.
He drew a... I don't know what he drew. He's got a Click. Okay. Batterskull.
Oh, Nature's Claim.
I like how Chris continued to get the germ. And the germ's still sitting there.
Nature's Claim.
It's like, oh, you're killing my batter skull? Well, hold on, let me finish getting my germ. And
the one Nature's Claim. I like it. I like it loose.
That's it.
Future trivia question. What does that describe?
That's a obscure one from yesterday.
From yesterday.
I know. I was here. I don't know how many other people were paying attention to you that closely. So Stoneforge Mystic wants to tussle with Jace, even though I think they were in a band together. Or wait, no, I mean they were banned together. That's what I meant.
He's activating some. Oh no, he's gonna click first. Oh, he's gonna make sure the path is clear before he endangers any Mistress Factories. Chris is like, this is not how this was supposed to go at all, right?
Did Stoneforge Mystic not just attack Jace? Is that what's happening? I mean, is it still mid-combat? Guess it is.
Leak.
Alright, so mana leak for the Vendilion Click, and Vendilion Click is mana leaked. Doesn't pay. Interesting. I mean, I guess he doesn't want to pay. Okay, so now, Mistress Factory. Block. And that'll do it for that Stoneforge Mystic.
Oh,
Jace now on the Fate Seal plan.
It's time.
There's the
Ravager Samuel we were talking about.
Yes, Sammy B. All right, so Chris draws whatever it was that Tony deemed acceptable for him to draw, which I presume was well, I was going to say it was non-land, but at this point it could have been land. Tony may be fine with him having land and not spells, and Chris just packs it in, so they're going to game 3 here. Tony Chu and Jace team up to take game 2.
Cadamus Cloud is tattling on us to Mr. Orange guy.
That's all right. We're not really blasting him.
We're not blasting him. We're just saying to blame him. Blame Evan Irwin. It's a thing.
We're just making it a hashtag. Somebody tried blame Joey Pasco, too. Did you see that?
Well, I'm looking at the picture of Evan Irwin, and he seems to be smiling big time.
I took that picture. You can blame Joey Pasco for that photo.
It's a good picture.
Yeah, I like that picture of Evan. It's actually my second most, according to whatever algorithm Flickr has, it's like my second most interesting picture. The first most interesting picture on my Flickr account is of Stevo MS.
12 minutes left for them. Uh-oh. This could be a draw. Ooh. Well now, according to Mr. Orange, we were at 5,600 earlier. Ladies and gents, as far as I can count, Joey Pasco holds the number 1, 2, and 3 records.
Wow,
for SCG Live.
For number of viewers. I'm sure it's just you can blame me. It's just me. Yeah, I'm sure.
By the way, I hold a co-record for numbers 1 and 2.
Yeah, very nice.
Joey's got number 3 as well.
What's that? What was 3?
Invitational.
Okay.
The one that I played in it, and you were commentating.
Just this one?
No, yeah, it was the one.
Just this past Invitational.
The one that you commentated with that I played in, that not the one that I played in that you weren't there.
Right. So this past one in Baltimore.
Not the one. Wait.
That's the only.
Did you commentate in the one that Bertoncini won?
Yes.
Might have been that one.
Okay. Me and JBL.
Yeah. It might have been that one. But you hold 1, 2, and 3. But right now, you hold the new number 1. Oh, Evan Irwin!
Very cool.
Blame Evan Irwin for SCG Live kicking butt.
I like that one. There you go.
Blame Evan Irwin. It's a thing.
Love it.
Noyan's like, blame Michael J. Flores. You know what the difference between my thing and Noyan's thing? He doesn't have 5,000 people watching him right now. Blame Michael J. Flores. Oops! I said it out loud.
Now,
seriously, blame Evan Irwin, and congratulations to Evan Irwin and our director, Jesse, and Joey Pasco, crushing any and all records.
What happened to Jace Hands?
Jace Hands is a thing, too.
So,
Nice. stink.
Don't blame me. Blame Evan Irwin.
What happened? I definitely deodoranted today.
Did you?
I did. What the?
Not me.
I am like the guy who doesn't stink at a Magic tournament. What is going? Is there like some? Oh, we've got like hella light right above us.
Yeah,
I didn't notice. I'm under a heating lamp.
It's pretty much. All right, so going back here, these guys are ready to play. Scalding Tarn and the billions of universes that
first turn Scalding Tarn. There are billions of universes. Write that down. That's a trivia question later.
Billions of
there are
universes
billions of universes that might
Tarn.
happen when Scalding Tarn hits the table.
Tony plays Misty Rainforest with the hanging shoe. That's what we need. Klugalters, are you watching? We need a shoe hanging from a tree, a white shoe hanging from a tree in Misty Rainforest. Or any forest, really, but I like Misty Rainforest since it's blue-green.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Come on, haven't you ever watched Lost? Wasteland for Chris and Tony cracks his Misty Rainforest. I'm
one
catching up on
Wasteland
the
and billions of
commentary.
universes. Waste your waste. Ooh, classy. That was classy. Now, billions of universes will be reduced to a smaller number.
Seriously, the white shoe hanging from a tree? That would be an awesome kind of altar. And it's really simple, too. Right?
Oh.
Just a white shoe hanging from a tree.
GK6 has a great one. Blame Evan Irwin for the lack of Starbucks yesterday.
I saw those.
I agree.
And the lack of bread at Subway. So, all right, fetching an island off of Scalding Tarn and a Brainstorm. That's a classy Brainstorm right there. That is the new frame Brainstorm. I believe it was only available in like one of the, what is that in? All right, somebody's going to tell me on Twitter rather than me looking it up. I want to say in like a Jace versus Chandra thing or something.
That's time. These guys probably have an extension though.
Yeah,
right?
I'm sure these guys have an extension. So game 3 here. Chris resolved his Brainstorm. Tony just plays Underground Sea and passes back. So these guys are going to have to get a move on because time's going to be called on them momentarily. That Brainstorm is from... It's a Commander Brainstorm. Thank you, Sammy B. Thank you, Chris Lansdale. There's a Wasteland for Tony Chu. And Chris, is he stuck on one land, or is Vendilion Click for Tony?
How insane is this? I just started typing blame Evan in this tweet, and it
came
filled
up
in
automatically.
blame Evan Irwin already.
You already knew. And Force of Will on the Vendilion Click, removing a Jace the Mind Sculptor. Thank you for moving that into the cameras just long enough for us to be able to see it.
Tony Chu,
So,
he only has a few minutes to win this game, but he's ahead, right?
Well, he's got triple the amount of land as Chris. Chris is land screwed. He has to keep discarding. Oh, not has to keep discarding, but he's going to have to keep discarding. He just actually using the Force there helped him not
click?
discard.
So Tony Chu can have...
There's another
He's probably
click.
going to click himself to see if he can get a land. Nope.
No, he's clicking him. Wait. Yeah, Tony's like, wait a second, I'm clicking myself. Doesn't he have to reveal that? Yes, he does. Pernicious Deed.
Pernicious Style.
Stylish Deed. And he
And
draws
he got
a land.
exactly what he wanted.
There's Jack and Kate and Sawyer. Desmond in the
You need
water.
a break, man. You're like lost referencing every
well, I
30
lost
seconds.
reference to Tropical Island and the Misty Rainforest. That's it. So Vendilion Click. Tony's win condition right now.
Stoneforge
Chris
Mystic.
draws a Caracas just in time.
It's in.
But, yeah, Stoneforge Mystic from Chris. That Caracas will help out, though. Help deal with that Vendilion.
Does Tony have a Pierce? Because if he gets another land, he can go, like, Mind Sculptor with Pierce backup. Be so savage.
I don't know what Tony has. We didn't see his hand. He only revealed the Pernicious Style.
Style.
Put on the bottom of his deck with his Vendilion.
At least you know how to say the words correctly.
Why?
Oh!
Did he rip a land?
Tony Chu really wants to win this game.
There's Hanging Shoe.
Mind
Misty
Sculptor.
Rainforest.
Sculpt some minds. In for Trace.
And Chris takes 3 from the Vendilion Click.
Sculpt some minds. Here we go. No. No greed. You don't have much time.
He is,
Is he really going to blood? You're on a clock.
No, he's going to
Okay.
Ghastly Demise.
He's going to demise. All right. And Wasteland.
Wasteland, your Caracas.
I can live with that one.
Yeah.
That's
I kind of
fine.
expect. Yeah, I forgot entirely about the Wasteland. I'm like,
I didn't
Caracas will
forget
help.
about it. I thought he was just going to sculpt some minds, though.
Yeah. I don't think he needed. It's also not the worst thing to have your Vendilion Click bounce back to your hand if you can reuse it. But with this amount of time left, it probably is the worst thing. Probably isn't great. So wastelanding the Karak is good. So Chris has found an island and found a third island.
Brainstorm Eot.
And Chris, unfortunately, is actually
Brainstorm and Pernicious Style.
Is losing to his own deck.
I mean, the thing is, like, a draw is horrible for both of them, right?
Yeah.
So we basically have to be cheering for Tony no matter what, right? That's the...
I cheer for a win from somebody.
I mean, like, so... Hustle Tony, chew.
I guess it is possible that that's an F&M promo Brainstorm, but I thought the only ones were... the only ones with the new frame were, like, the Commander one, but I could be wrong. I don't have it myself, or I'd probably know.
Factory. So he's going to
Mishra's Factory.
Should be able to have
Click in
Pierce
for 3.
backup.
We're going to have Chris at 9, possibly, or Snapcaster something here. Yeah, so there's Commander. And yeah, the FNM one does have the alternate art, but I think that was a Commander one because I don't think it was foil. That is my favorite Brainstorm art, though.
Counter Magia. Counter
spell on your Snapcaster. Flooded Strand for Chris.
You think he's going to bring the damage with Mishra's Factory next turn as well? Well, 3 points puts him to 6, right? But 5 points puts him to a 1-turn clock.
Yeah, I think he's
going to hustle, yeah.
Be aggressive. It's like one of my sisters was a cheerleader, right?
Cheerleader, yeah.
B-E-A-G-G-R-E-S-S-I-V-E. Be aggressive.
I think the last time we were on
Did I do this
SCG
last
Live
time?
together, we talked about how you have like hot sisters, and I found them by accident on Facebook once.
Swords to Plowshares for Chris Mahaffey on Vendilion Click.
Like the level of hotness of Joey's
finally,
sisters is
Chris
like
finds
epic.
an answer for Vendilion Click. Tony's gonna have to bring the factory this time.
It actually has a funny ending this time.
I would have let you tell the story, but I'm trying to do the play-by-play here. You know, blame Evan Irwin.
I'll gladly blame Evan Irwin. All right, Brainstorm.
No, the Cold Snap Brainstorms, by the way, are not that artwork. They are the Chris Rush artwork. That is the D. Terlizzi artwork.
Dude, that's Ice Age, not Cold Snap.
But Cold Snap, it comes from a Cold Snap theme deck. It has the Ice Age thing. Sorry. Snapcaster Mage for Chris.
In response.
In response to the Inquisition of Kozilek from Tony. So now Tony has some decisions to make here. I don't know that they're in turns yet. I don't think they are. So there's the Brainstorm. That's a Commander Brainstorm for
Is he responding to the Inquisition with Brainstorm?
I think so. I mean, I don't think. Otherwise, I don't know why the
cards.
Probably, yeah. So it's a flashback Brainstorm. You know, he's like, all right, he's playing Snapcaster and flashing back Brainstorm with Snapcaster.
Can we get a time update, Jesse? Okay, thank you.
Jesse's checking on time for us.
Force of Will, Mind Sculptor.
2 minutes left for these guys.
Style, Elsbeth. So it has to be Plow, right?
Yeah, he takes the Plow, leaving Elspeth, Batterskull, Jace the Mind Sculptor, Force of Will, and Wasteland. Chris can cast Jace next turn. Cannot cast the Elspeth or the Batterskull unless he decides he wants to play Wasteland. He can cast the Batterskull, which obviously he'll play the Wasteland, but I don't know if he may use the Wasteland.
Wow, Chris Mahaffey has got. If he wanted to put up a fight in these last few turns,
he really could. He can play for a draw here, but that's terrible for both of them, like you said. It's tough. It's going to be tough to figure out who would win. Okay, Innocent Blood for Tony gets rid of the Snapcaster,
and he's just got. I think
he's going to attack with
Crash and Hustle with the. That's going to get a
Force
pierce.
of Will gets Spell Pierce. So
yeah, he's not going to attack now. I don't think. He needs to leave.
He's got his own Spell Pierce, yeah. So he can leave that up for the. So now he stripped that Force though. So even if Chris were to try to cast Jace, he doesn't even have Force backup.
Tony made a small operational error. I think he probably should have tapped the tropical island, leaving up the island. Because like, what if Chris had Wasteland did his trop and then
Jace. You're right. Geist of St. Traft is attempted by Chris, but Tony has the Force. Force of Will on Geist of St. Traft. And Chris just plays Wasteland and says go. So now Tony's Mistress Factories can't even get in. Or his Mistress Factory can't even get in. So we're going to see Jace the Mind Sculptor from Tony. And Chris, no Force of Will anymore. We know in his hand he's got Batterskull, Elspeth, and Jace.
Tony's rattled for speed because why else did he leave up the Bayou?
Yeah. That's rough. Did he had to remove that Spell Pierce though? Is that
true? He has another Pierce.
Okay. I think he may. Well, he Fate Seals, right? Okay, this is turn 1. Chris's turn, I believe, is turn 1. And it's a pass. I think he just did the math on Jason and realized Tony's not going to be able to Mind Sculpt him out in 3 turns. But this is turn 2. Flew to Delta go.
What's Tony's plan?
I don't know what his plan is because I don't think he has.
Ask for the scoop?
I guess. I think Chris is giving him the scoop.
Okay.
I hope so because I mean, if I'm Chris, I'd give him the scoop.
Agreed. I would too.
I think Tony had the game if he had the time. So okay. Chris does concede. Okay. Good man, Chris Mahaffey. I think that's the right call. So